Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Welcome to Zionsville, Indiana for the rematch of a game that got way out of control last year in terms of offense. North Putnam and Covenant Christian meeting for the second time in as many years. With Peyton Brown, I'm Jim Barber. Pleasure to have you with us. And tonight's game is sponsored by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. By Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? By Burtner Electric, provides quality electrical services in central Indiana. By Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. By Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. And by Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. Peyton, last year the final was 73-44, and at halftime it was 46-34. What kind of game might we anticipate tonight?
Yeah, that obviously is not the ideal situation that you would want to be on the losing side. But tonight, I believe these two teams have a different motivation coming into this game, especially with the start that they both have already had. You have a Covenant Christian at 1-2 coming into this game, and a North Putnam at 0-3, so not an ideal start again. But as a football player and as being on the field before in my own life, I know that those starts only motivated me to end strong, because it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So I anticipate a very competitive game between these two teams, not because of what happened last year, so to speak. That could have a little motivation, but because of the focus this year and how they've started this year and how they want to turn it around.
Let's talk about the point you just made, the focus from last year to this year. You're North Putnam. You got beat by nearly 40 points. So how much is revenge a factor tonight?
As a player, I could see revenge being a huge factor in their own mindsets. But as a coach leading the team, I would coach them to forget about last year and move on to this year. Because if you dwell on what's in the past, you're not going to be able to handle what's in the present. So if they, as I know all coaches would probably do, because I was coached the same way, as coaches coming into this week, they were probably saying forget about it. But obviously as a player, you have that in the back of your head ready to get some revenge.
Covenant Christian has a terrific running back in Bryant, but the problem for Noah is he's hurt. so he won't get a chance to go tonight. And he had 5 touchdowns last year in this game, in which Covenant won 73-34. So they must go without him. How much of a difference might he make?
It could make a huge difference if North Putnam is able to contain the run, but they have a huge threat, Covenant does, in Landon Ross, the receiver, and Connor Cruz. As a dual-threat quarterback, they are going to miss that run game having him, but they, in a dual-threat quarterback, they not only have the pass with a skilled receiver like Landon Ross, but they also have a running back in Connor Cruz as well as a quarterback.
Talking to head coach of Covenant, Evan Cottle, earlier today, he was telling me that Connor Cruz, starting quarterback a sophomore, is a dandy. And the things that he can do are very impressive. He's physical. He's got the mental game. He's going to be turning heads. And he's got a sophomore receiver in Ross. So how good might these two guys be before the year is over?
These two, not only this year, but going in years forward after this year, are going to be extremely talented because the athleticism, awareness, and aggression that they have right now is usually what people don't get until they're seniors in high school. So I can't even imagine what they're going to be as seniors. But tonight and going into this year, as they're able to develop that relationship, not only on the field but off the field, and create that chemistry between them, is only going to greatly affect them in a positive way, but it's also going to bleed into their team's chemistry because people on a team look to the leaders, and these two are definitely leaders on this team.
Yeah, it's interesting, too. The chemistry on the other side for North Putnam is similar in age because Christian Kramer, starting quarterback, and Wes Murray, one of the wide receivers at 5'10", 140, they, too, are just sophomores.
Yes, they are, and it's cool to see these young players coming to nights like tonight, not only tonight but building up to this night and after tonight, building this chemistry together, finding the athleticism, finding the rhythm within their teams. And you mentioned Christian Kramer as the quarterback for North Putnam. He is their leading rusher for rushing touchdowns, and he's averaging about 100 yards a game in total offense. So having a quarterback that can not only perform on the field but lead them in other ways as well is vital in this game.
There is always that danger when a quarterback runs that a quarterback could get hurt. We've seen this in college. We've certainly seen it in the NFL. What are the aspects that Kramer has to be careful with in terms of trying to stay healthy throughout the season?
I would say Kramer just needs to know when to go down and know when to not go down, because sometimes as a quarterback, a high school quarterback, you want to be aggressive and get that extra yardage, especially if you're close to the goal line or a first down. But as a quarterback also, you got to understand there's some bigger dudes than you, and you got to slide down at some point, which is what we see not only at the high school and college level, but beyond that. When quarterbacks don't go down soon enough, they end up getting hurt because they think they're as big as some dudes, and they're just not. So I would say he just needs to know when to go down and know when to not.
Well said. We'll continue with our coverage. Pregame tonight from Zionsville, Indiana on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Yep.
With Payne Brown, Jim Barber, welcome back as we get set for tonight's kickoff of a game last year that featured 107 points. The problem tonight for Covenant Christian is not only do they lose the services of Noah Bryant, but Luke Munoz is out as well, and they have another guy that's on the shelf as to whether he'll go. So now you're dealing early in the season with injuries. What kind of impact might that have on tonight's game?
Yeah, it could either have a very negative impact or a very positive impact, in my opinion, because it can build the character of a team. You can either fall into the trap of knowing that your leaders are hurt and falling in just to the emotional trap, or you can step up as a team. I think that's what separates good from great teams, is how they handle adversity. So Covenant has to choose to handle this adversity head on and go straight through it.
North Putnam will get the opening kickoff and a chance to go on offense first. This game had 80 points at the half last year, and Evan Cowdle, who coaches in North Putnam, said I guess he kind of felt like he was in the twilight zone. It was not a night to be on the defensive side of the ball. Certainly that was evident. Offense, no problem with 73 scored, but sometimes games like this, and you played, just get crazy.
They do get crazy, and the offense gets excited with that. And with the threats that we see on both sides of the ball, we could have another game like that. But I would contend also, with schools this size, they have a lot of two-way players. So we could also see some people being winded and maybe even a closer but lower score as well.
It's a tribute to servicemen tonight here in Zionsville, Indiana, at Zionsville West Middle School. We'll take a break and come back with the opening kickoff in a moment on IndianaSRN.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoy tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, first down, holding or illegal use of hands, encroachment, or offsides commonly known, false start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation, face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Here we go. Jim Barber, Peyton Brown, high school football tonight in Zionsville, and a terrific night for football considering what the weather was like a couple of weeks ago. And it was a blast furnace here in Zionsville and parts thereabout. Wes Murphy, one of the deep men. He's one of the sophomores we spoke of for North Putnam. And Zionsville will kick off, and we'll get the football to start the second half.
And I think it'll be an exciting start here with Covenant kicking it off to North Putnam because offense wins games, but we all know defense wins championships. So if I'm Covenant, I know that this is the right move as a coach personally if I was out there coaching.
Yeah, and if you're North Putnam, you really want to get a good start, which unfortunately was not the case a couple of years ago, actually last year when they got behind early and stayed behind. Lincoln Young, another good-looking kid, a freshman, is also back there. He wears number 6 for the Cougars.
And it's always cool to see a freshman out there earning their way onto the field, earning the ropes within those higher classmen and the leaders on the field, especially in a position as vital as a returner is, because it can seem like a small position just because they're only on the field a few plays a game, but they really do have a big impact.
These kids are awfully young, but they can play at this age. This kick going to be returned from just about the goal line. And to start the game, deep in their own territory, will be the Cougars.
And that was great pursuit by this Covenant team, and I don't think it'll just stop on the kickoff team because we've been able to see over the past few weeks that they have great pursuit within their linebackers and defensive backs. As a linebacker, you need to be able to go downhill, fill your gap, and flow to the open gaps where the running back is going to meet you head on. And I think that'll be the most important thing for Covenant's defense going into this.
You must have been a former linebacker, I would think.
Yeah, I played linebacker, slot receiver, a little nose guard, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, huh? Christian Kramer on the opening play, and it's a big hitter.
And the effort by the running back there, after he found the hole, he was able to just hit the acceleration and go and break a few tackles. And that's something else to look out for in this game is yak. It's yards after catch and yards after contact. As you can see here, he finds the hole and he goes, and he's able to break some arm tackles and just keep going there. And he just got caught by a shoestring at the end there.
A carry of almost 30 by Lincoln Young. Now Kramer on first down. The Brogan Woodle. 6'1", 150 senior, one of the 3 wideouts that Coach Moore, Scott Moore, employs. So pick up a 30 on the first play, and on the second play, 5. Not bad, Peyton.
Not bad at all. Not a bad start. And this high-tempo offense is going to keep Covenant off guard a little bit, but I suspect we'll see a little bit of a balance with the runs and passes from them here early.
Brogan Woodle to this side. Instead, they go with a short pass underneath and pick up yet another first down. And in this case, finding one of their tight ends for the catch, Paxton O'Brien, also serves as a halfback or a fullback in this offense, and now the football well into Covenant territory.
And great start and great tempo by them. As we talked about in pregame, maybe they do have a little bit of that revenge in their mind.
Sure.
Right now.
Short gain on first down by Caden Hankins. He's the backup running back. White uniforms trimmed in orange. The offense of the Cougars. And for the Warriors of Covenant Christian, this is their home field. It's green and black. Fake on the end sweep, and there's your quarterback keep you talked about.
Yeah, he's going to be doing that a lot this game, whether it's him faking a run like that or him pulling down. If he can't find anything open as he's trying to pass it, and he is a dual threat, and he will do that all game and make you pay if you over-pursue him.
It is third down. Need to pick up 7 to move the chains and keep the drive going. And now movement all over the place, and the question is the O-line guilty of drawing them off? In case the answer to that is yes, a pickup of 5. So 3rd and 7 suddenly becomes manageable. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 is a lot better than 3rd and 7, and North Putnam here has everything going their way right now.
Caden Hankins is the running back along with the quarterback, Christian Kramer. High snap. Kramer's going to keep it. He's got the first down and slips by the turf mouth and brought down about the 10-yard line, but it's a first down for the Cougars, and it's a good-looking drive so far.
Great-looking drive, and it's all led by their quarterback, Kramer. And as we're seeing, he can throw the ball and he can run it, and he is very quick on those feet.
This drive started from their own 20. Back to Kramer again to keep. He's got an open lane. And Ehau has kept the ball in his own hands, setting up a 2nd and goal from the 2. What do you like here?
Right here, I'm giving it to Kramer straight up the middle if I was the head coach.
Direct snap. He will keep the ball, run it to right, into the end zone, touchdown.
And a quick drive by these North Putnam Cougars. And as we see, they're led by Kramer, and he will make you pay on his feet and in the air. And it's going to be a dangerous night quickly if you're not able to contain that dual threat.
That's a drive that took 2 minutes and 15 seconds, capped by this 2-yard run by the quarterback. Evan Poley on for the extra point. Brother Isaac is also one of the kickers on this team. Movement and a penalty flag. Joe Hines is our referee tonight. Ian Woolen is our back judge. Rick Green, the umpire. Bob Storm serves as the line judge. And John Harris becomes the 5th official in this as a substitute for the 5-man crew. Well, they had lined up for the extra point, but the additional yard puts them in a 2-point situation. How do you like this move?
I love this move with the aggression. I mean, with a quarterback like Kramer, why not, as we can see here?
He was untouched on his touchdown run, and the same with a 2-point conversion.
This is a kid that they're going to have to get under control very quick if we're Covenant Christian, because he's going to be making defenses pay with what he's doing right now.
What a start. 8-0 in favor of the Cougars. Back with more in a moment.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Onside kick, kind of a pooch. North Putnam saying it has the football, but it will be in favor of Covenant Christian. Well, how about this? First a drive that takes a little more than 2 minutes and 70 yards, Peyton. And then what amounts to, I guess you'd call it an onside kick.
Yeah, they have everything going their way right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a quick Covenant Christian response with an offense led by Connor Cruz. You have a threat in Landon Ross, and not only with Connor Cruz throwing the ball to him, but Connor Cruz also running the ball as well. But if we're North Putt, let's get a stop and get it going again.
Connor Cruz wears number 5. He'll operate from the shotgun with his team down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from their own 38. He'll throw on first down. Ball caught on the outside by Carter Bell. He's their best receiver. 8th catch of the year. This one good for a pickup of close to 5.
And not a bad start to the drive here, as Covenant was scored on relatively quick in this game. And as we can see, they're starting in the air with their dual threat quarterback.
2nd down from the 43. Almost look for a double pass in that situation. That went out to the flat to Landon Ross. I know you like him because we highlighted him at the beginning. These plays are almost like run plays. Pick up 3, pick up 4 here.
And it's a smart move by the offense because you're getting the ball to your playmakers in open space, because somebody like Landon Ross, he's able to cut on a dime and make people miss if they over-pursue him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep doing these type of plays with their playmakers.
A lot of times, too, that will force your defense to come up, but that means you can get them with a big hitter. 3rd and 3. First running play. And a big one. Jeremiah Donnell to the end zone, touchdown.
And just like that, we have a response from Covenant Christian. And how about this? We might have a shootout on our hands here.
Well, I think your point about the potential of this is right on. Donnell somehow got through this, somehow.
And it's all about that yak, like I mentioned, the yards after contact. He broke an arm tackle, and then he split 2 defenders, and he found himself in the end zone because of it.
So rather than match the 2, Covenant Christian, because it is so early in the game, we'll go for the extra point. And that's Henry Schaefer, who's 3 for 5 on extra points. It's your bad snap, though, and Schaefer's going to be swallowed up. So no chance at getting that 7th point. Tackle made by Christian Kramer, who is the backup cornerback. It's 8-6, but the fireworks have already begun. Under 4 minutes gone in the first quarter on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thanks to our officials for today's game, their hard work and dedication. Without them, we do not play. Please, if you have nothing to say nice, well, don't say it. Sportsmanship is everybody's job. Peyton Brown, Jim Barber. The onslaught of points has begun. 14 already in less than 4 minutes. We're on a total of 140-point pace, give or take. And with these two teams, that's very possible.
Especially after a year like last year with the game between these two. But maybe we'll see a little bit of a closer matchup.
A lot of fun to watch this offense as this one is picked up by the shortstop and like a baseball play. And the return will be to about the 25-yard line. So second time of the game, North Putnam goes back on offense, and you anticipate, Peyton, any changes on offense?
I'm anticipating maybe a little bit of a change, not too much. I think they're not going to fix what's not broke yet, but I can suspect some kind of trickery here to draw them just in an offsides mentality on the defense.
Christian Kramer is the starting quarterback, already has a touchdown run of 2 yards and a 2-point conversion from about 1.5 yards out. Off the fake, again, a little screen pass to Paxton O'Brien. I like setting that play up with the big guy as Landon Ross brings him down, but he can motor himself for 4 or 5 yards, Peyton.
Yeah, we can take 4 or 5 yards every single play down the field. That'll eventually get them in the end zone. And these little flood quick passes is what's going to be able to drive him down the field here. if they don't have a defensive back step up on it.
Now they're going to flank Wes Murphy to the opposite side on 2nd and 4. And they're looking to the opposite side, and again it's the big man O'Brien who's got a chance to go all the way, and he's brought down on a touchdown-saving tackle at the 35-yard line, and otherwise he is gone.
And he was just able to find a little gap in that defense, in their zone defense, as we can see here. And he's just straight down the middle, and what it looks like it could be a cover 1 or a cover 3 type of defense. And he finds it quick in that hook curl range that was unguarded, and he took it for a big gain there.
He sure did. He's 6'2", 215 pounds and a junior. Back to the quarterback keep. This is Kramer. Going to pick up the first down, but a flag comes in at the last moment. And we'll see exactly what the side judge saw that could very well bring this play back, and in fact it will be coming back.
And something like that is the exact thing that can set a team back when they have the momentum, is having a little mental error like that, because we have seen multiple times in many different games defenses capitalize on that. So it'll be interesting to see how Covenant and North Putnam respond to that.
Just joining us, well, it's a game like last year, never a dull moment. 46-34 at the half last year, and already 8-6, less than halfway through the first quarter of this one. Dynamic duo of Wes Murphy and Brogan Woodall come to the near side with the quarterback Kramer now facing a 1st and long. And he will try to make up some of that yardage. And he will. Boy, he is sneaky.
He is sneaky, quick, and just straight athletic. He's able to get the yards back that they lost. They still lost it down with that, but he was like, penalty, no problem here.
And so Peyton from 1st and 18, he picks up 8. It is 2nd and 10 with 7:20 to go. Opening quarter. From the shotgun, somebody must jumped on this near side on North Putnam. It looked like it was either Brogan Woodall or Neil Bryan. And so the second penalty already on the Cougars marks them back 5 yards.
And right now the Cougars are having no problem moving the ball, but these little mental errors, again, could be what comes back to bite them later in the game.
2 penalties already for roughly 13 yards, and the ball's back at the 41. Second and 17. I want to call this a simple run play. We don't see a whole lot of run plays in this game. Parker Marshall up to make the tackle. Sets up a 3rd and long. So you're the coach here of the Cougars. What do you like on 3rd down?
If I'm coaching the Cougars, I'm having some kind of trips to the wide or even the short side just to throw them off a little bit and finding a little hole in the zone or man defense that they have. And it looks like they will come out in trips. And it'll be interesting if we see a seam over top, because if he's able to beat his guy, the 3rd guy in, he's got him.
Kramer off the high snap goes with a screen to the opposite side. And Covenant Christian was hardly fooled by it. Catch made by Caden Hankins. He didn't go very far, though, and good defense by the Warriors brings up now a 4th down. And the football at the 36, and it appears that the Cougars will go for it.
It does look like that. And just the little mental errors with a drive that they had something going, set them back here, and now they're in a little bit of dangerous territory. But it does seem that they are in 4-down territory, so it'll be interesting to see what they go with here.
Yeah, you got the bigger receiver to this side, Paxton O'Brien. Of the 2 smaller kids, Wes Murphy and Brogan Woodall. Need to get the football to the 25 to move the chains. A long look by Kramer to the sidelines, and now, before time runs out, he'll call a timeout. Step aside for a big play coming up here from Zionsville in a moment.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline. It's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
Here's the big play in our game, 4th and 10, first quarter. Kramer on the run, needs to get 10 yards, throwing for 10. He's got a receiver and also has a first down.
And Kramer is the man to watch in this game on North Putnam's side here. When they need a big play, he makes a big play.
Finding Wes Murphy on the catch, taking the football from the 36 down to the 18 and a pickup. Peyton of 18 yards on the play.
And able to stand in there as he gets hit and makes that throw for the first down as well.
Caden Hankins, the ball carrier in the backfield. But Kramer keeps on this play, and there was just nothing available. Josh Williams, 72, is the backup defensive end, there to make the stop. This game began when the Cougars went right down the field, scored on a Kramer touchdown, and then two-point conversion. Covenant Christian answered that, but missed on the extra point try. Back to the running back, and already two broken tackles by Caden Hankins. He gets near the end zone. He's close, he's in.
And just that extra effort by the running back at the end of this play, reaching for that pylon, got him in there. It looked like he was about to be stopped just short of it, but he was able to dive what it may have seemed like over the defender and got into the end zone.
Have an injured player. One of the Covenant Christian Warriors is down by the pylon, and we'll get some medical treatment. It is 14-6, and another look at the run by Caden Hankins, one of the two running backs that the Warriors have to be worried about tonight. They're bouncing a lot to the opposite field, to the outside so far, Peyton.
They are bouncing a lot out there because they got the wheels to do so. And as a defense, the thing that you want to focus on is containing them, because if you can just force them back inside for your linebackers to eat, then you'll be okay with it. But these running backs and Kramer especially are doing a really good job at getting outside and using their wheels to make something happen.
Evan Pulley will be on for the extra point. Right now, the injured Warrior is walking on the track area just by the goal line with some quick medical assistance. Pulley on the game now for the 15th point. Kick is good. Tamp's Sweet and Savory Cafe bringing you today's game. Great food for breakfast, lunch, delicious baked goods. Check out their daily specials. Open 8 to 2 Tuesday through Sunday. Located at 6427 Oaklanded Road. Well, you told us at the beginning with the opening drive we could have a shootout, and so far, young man, you are correct.
It does look like we can have a shootout. Well, both sides of the ball have a lot of athletes, especially on the exterior of the field, with their receivers and their running backs or their quarterbacks able to get out there. So if they're able to continue to do that, both teams offensively, then it's going to be a very, very high-scoring game with a lot of stops here. But if the defenses are able to contain just a little bit and shove it back into their linebackers, they'll be able to make it for at least minimal gains.
Now, if you're Covenant Christian, how do you slow down Kramer and the rest of this North Putnam offense?
A quarterback like this is very tricky because you have to be sharp on all cylinders as a defense as a whole. But again, if they're able to pursue him, contain him, and keep him in, then that will take away him. But North Putnam has a few more athletes than just him, as we've seen.
Another short kick, and this one is fielded and caught and returned. It'll be a great field position for Covenant Christian by one of the upmen at almost the 50-yard line. So apparently, with some respect for the speed of Covenant, they have kicked it short. Seabury with the return, and right now they're in a good spot to start this drive.
They're in a phenomenal spot, and I think they're trying to keep it away from Landon Ross, and he's really, really good in open field. So kicking it to that spot in particular, maybe they're hoping that somebody might not be paying attention and drop it, and they're able to get it back.
And if you're just joining us, no Noah Bryant tonight or Luke Munoz, who both are injured. Bryant had the 5-touchdown game last year in the 73-34 victory by Covenant Christian. Another huge hitter. This time it's Jeremy Didell, who had that 50-yard touchdown run. He picks up the first down as he carries into North Putnam territory, and they're going to go with the same up-tempo offense, it looks like.
Yeah, I would as a coach, and I just keep giving it to them and keep feeding them. Again, if you just get your playmakers with the ball in some open space, they're going to make the defensive pay, especially when they're over-pursuing and maybe not filling their gaps how they should be and being downhill.
1st and 10. Throw out to the flat. Ball caught. Carter Bell with a catch. Came in with 3 touchdown receptions. And Bell able to take the football close to first down and a pickup of 8. Well, you don't want to blink in this game because the way these offenses are rolling,
yeah, and
you'll miss something.
And before you know it, too, they'll just be in the end zone. And as we're seeing here, they're wasting no time with the momentum right now.
It's like one college coach told me last week with the change in rules, it's not a 2-minute drive, it's more like a 1-minute drive. This may be under a minute. Cruz looking for 6 here, throwing to the end zone's got a man. Incomplete.
And it looks like that receiver may have just lost it in the defender's hands as his hands went up to try to catch it, and the ball just goes right through his hands there. I bet he wished he could have that one back.
That was intended for Carter Bell, so it's a long, incomplete pass. But on a 2nd and short, you can take those chances because now you've got 2 chances to get a first down. Trips to the left side, receiver to the near side. In 18, Carter Bell. Jeremy Dowdell will carry. Nope, quarterback keep. And on the keep, diving for the first down is Connor Cruz. Question is, what about the spot? And the spot, at least initially, appears to be short. So it's going to be 4th and, shall we say, inches?
4th and inches here, it appears, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kept doing things like this with Connor Cruz because he's another one of those guys that will make people pay when he's in the open field.
Important play here in the first quarter for the Warriors, down by 9. Need to pick up a yard. Give it to Dowdell. He's got more than a yard. He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown, 2nd of the game for Jeremiah Dowdell.
And he has just been special tonight, especially with how he's able to maneuver, hit the hole and go, but also along with that, he's able to break tackles and keep going. And that's exactly as we will see here. He's able to just shake off the arm tackles. You can't tackle a kid like this with just your arms. And he's able to walk into the end zone.
Last time the attempt for the extra point was botched. They'll try it again with Connor Cruz holding and Henry Schaefer to kick in place of the injured Luke Munoz. 15-12, still in the first quarter. Kick is good. Step aside, everybody catch their breath. From Zionsville, this is IndianaSRN.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
This game is sponsored in part by Wheeler Mission Thrift Store. Bargain hunters, treasure seekers, we have a place for you. Visit our store at 8640 East 96th in Fishers. Thank you for helping us with our mission. Peyton Brown, Jim Barber, never a dull moment in this one so far. 15-13, still 3.5 left. Opening quarter. Jeremy Dowdell has been electrifying tonight with 2 touchdown runs for Covenant Christian. While quarterback Kramer has done the majority of the work for his team so far with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That's Christian Kramer, the sophomore quarterback. Cougars to get the football again off the line drive kick and the return from the 10. Brogan Woodall returns the football up around the 30-yard line, and that's where North Putnam goes to work. And now your Covenant, you haven't been able to stop them yet. What do you do different defensively, if anything?
Defensively, I would just say start thinking about bringing the house in one way or another to get that pressure on them, but do not over-pursue as a player. You got to remember to break down when you get close to that ball carrier, because these ball carriers are dangerous, as we've seen already. And offensively, North Putnam don't change a thing.
To the ground game on first down for a modest pickup. It's been one of the few plays so far that hasn't gained a lot. Caden Hankins has a touchdown run in this game and carried on that play with a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8. Short screen, no blood. And this time, Covenant Christian was a perfect spot for Parker Marshall, the backup linebacker, with a stop.
And Covenant seems to be catching on to their little game they've been playing with just the short dumps to their bigger players to get them upfield quick. But as we saw there, Covenant was right there.
Brings up a 3rd and 10. This feels unusual.
This does feel unusual, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. And I think the minute a defense gets a stop, that's when the momentum will really, really shift.
Got to pick up 10 yards to move the chains. Incomplete. Pass intended for Wes Murphy. Got bumped after the play. No penalty, and so it's 3 and out, if you can believe that.
And this might be a shock to everyone here.
Unless they decide to go for it, and that would be highly unusual from the 31.
It would be highly unusual, but I love it. I love that type of aggression as a coach.
You do, huh?
I love it. The aggression, the excitement behind it, and it kind of seems like they're going to do it, and if they do it, I will absolutely love it.
Unless, of course, Kramer decides to kick it away, and they are dropping him back another 5 yards, and there's a penalty flag on the play. Offsides on Covenant Christian. Well, does that change the dynamic now, even though they're still well into their own territory at the 36?
They're still deep in their territory, but again, as a coach, I would have gone for it in 4th and 10. I'm going for it for sure on 4th and 5 or 6.
Everybody up on the line of scrimmage for Covenant Christian. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Need to get to the 42. Kramer will look to both sides. What's in the playbook here? A punt or a rush? It's going to be a punt. It is high, end over end, fair catch being called, and retrieved just past the 40-yard line. Like a chess game out there. Again, I'm going to make this move. Let's see what kind of move you're going to make.
It is a chess game out there, and they're seeing how each other's going to respond, and I bet Covenant's feeling really good right now getting that first defensive stop. And it'll be interesting to see how North Putnam responds, because as a football team, in games of high roller coaster emotions, highs and lows, it's all about how you respond to it, because sometimes it just doesn't go your way, but teams sometimes fall short when they choose not to just keep fighting and keep going when they have something not go their way here.
That's a good point. Let's see how the defense is now inspired the offense, which has already scored twice, of Covenant Christian. From its own 45, back to Jeremy Dowdell, who cuts upfield and gains maybe 2 yards, and he is gang tackled. He's drawn a host of defenders. Caden Hankins was one after a pickup of 2, and we are deep into the first quarter with the score 15-13 North Putnam. Battle of 1 and 2 and 0 and 3 teams here, but despite the records, it's been highly entertaining.
It's been very entertaining, and like we talked about at the beginning of the game, I think they're looking for that momentum shift, not only in this game, but in their year as 2 collective teams here.
On 2nd and 8, over the middle. Got a receiver, Landon Ross. Ross has got the first down all the way down to the 30. That's a pickup of 23 by Landon Ross, the sophomore receiver.
And once these two find their rhythm in a game, they will punish defenses and make them pay. As we can see here, he's able to find him just over the middle, able to make a guy miss and then keep going for a few extra yards. And like I was mentioning, once Connor Cruz is able to find Landon Ross for a few more of those, we could see him connecting with him in the end zone.
Ross came in with 14 catches for 145 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Here comes the blitz against Dowdell. And with the run blitz on, Dowdell gets a couple on the play. As we're down to 50 seconds in the first quarter. Jeremiah is 5'11", 160, a junior. A lot of underclassmen paying on both sides of the ball.
A lot of younger players playing in this game and developing together as a team, which will make it exciting over not just this game, but over the next few years.
Landon Ross, Carter Bell, the receivers. Looking for one down the field. Ball caught. On the receiving end, Carter Bell, and a bullet for Connor Cruz.
And just a great throw there as he's able to get out of the pocket and find him on that comeback route. And just great patience by both of them, honestly.
So back in the red zone we go with Covenant Christian. So pick up a 17 on the play. Now Nolan Jones comes to the game. Jones will be one of the three receivers in the slot. Quarterback is Connor Cruz, the sophomore. To Jeremy Dowdell. Tries to face mask his way through. And at most he might have gotten 2 yards, probably 1. As the first quarter comes to an end. Well, Peyton, how about this for a first quarter, huh?
A very exciting first quarter, and it seems like North Putnam has gotten a hold of the run on this drive, but Covenant's punished them passing the ball.
This game brought to you by Boilermaker Local 374. Learn how we can hire you. Contact us today at 219-845-1065. International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, Iron Shipbuilders, Blacksmith, and Helpers.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Peyton Brown, Jim Barber back on IndianaSRN in a terrific start to this game. Each team with a couple of touchdowns. 15-13 North Putnam, the visiting team, in the white and orange. On defense now as Covenant Christian will start the second quarter in the red zone. 2nd and 10 from the 12.
And in a situation like this, I'd be curious to see as they're coming out in this trips formation, I wonder if they have a rollout plan or maybe even some kind of seam over the middle. I wouldn't be surprised also if we see another run to that electric back that they have.
Connor Cruz fakes to Jeremy Dowdell, tries to cut the corner, and then cuts back. And it's brought down by Brogan Wardell. Leaves us with a 3rd and manageable here in the game. So 3rd and 5 for Covenant Christian, trying to take the lead for the first time. This time is being called, or was being called. Back to action. Back to Jeremy Dowdell, trying to sneak through. Running behind Nick Bartels, Will Thomas, Nathan Crane. Nick Bartels is 6'5", 255. Crane, 215, and Thomas is 235. It'll be 4th down. What do you like here?
As an offense, I'm thinking some kind of pass concept. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a smash or some kind of switch or, again, a rollout. In North Putnam, if I were them, I'd be bringing the house because they're in an ideal situation right now. They were able to respond well. And if they can get pressure on him and force that ball out, then they'll be okay.
Connor Cruz on a One hopper nearly, and into the end zone, touchdown, Landon Ross. Ross made a terrific catch. That ball nearly hit the turf. He got it before it did, off the catch. Good for a touchdown, and Covenant Christian.
Amazing catch and amazing cut by him, as we're going to see here. He's able to make a few people miss as he's able to walk into the end zone. And like I said and mentioned before, when these two start connecting early in a game, it can be dangerous for teams.
So Covenant Christian has its first lead at 19-15 and will try to get 2 of the points back and missed on an extra point try. Cruz with plenty of time to throw for it and broken up at the last minute. Nice defensive play by Broken Woodell, and it keeps it at a 4-point lead, but for the first time today, the lead belongs to Covenant Christian here on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Landon Ross with a touchdown catch from quarterback Connor Cruz. For the first time tonight, the Warriors have the lead 19-15, just moments into the second quarter. Jim Barber and Peyton Brown here on IndianaSRN. A game that has not lacked for thrills. Low line drive kick. Going to be fielded by O'Brien. Running to the far side, looking for a block and brought down. Just barely past the 20-yard line.
And as we're North Putt coming out to this drive, obviously they have things that have been working well and maybe not so well on offense, but I think the important thing is just to keep their composure and their team morale, because it doesn't matter if a lead changes that quickly, because it can change very quickly again back in their favor.
Yeah, especially in this game. By the way, Noah Seabury made the tackle on the run back by the big 81 Paxton O'Brien. From the 21-yard line, Cougars, who had their way in the first couple of drives, have been stymied here as Bryson Staggs carries the football and doesn't get much on the play. In fact, a loss of a couple. So what has Covenant done differently defensively after the first two drives where it gave up points?
As I'm seeing here, these linebackers are quicker downhill, which is the name of the game as a linebacker. You got to be a run-first player, filling their gaps, containing, flowing well. And something else that they're going to have to get under control is this quarterback here as he throws it incomplete.
Brogan Woodell was defended nicely back at the 45-yard line as he had no room to move. As Carter Bell was back defending, and now it is 3rd and 12. First two scoring drives quick for the Cougars. Third drive stymied, and now this one right now is in trouble stalling as well.
And as it gets later in the evening as well, with the cooler atmosphere and maybe even a little mist out there, they're going to have to throw it a little more because they're not able to keep their footing.
With a look left, they came back to O'Brien on the right. Nothing was available, and that's because Parker Marshall had his third tackle of the game. And this Covenant Christian defense has figured North Putnam out.
And again, they're able to make a tough but really, really good stop to shift the momentum again. And right here, North Putnam needs to respond on defense to stay in this one because it can get out of hand very quick. But if we're Covenant, we're keeping that gas pedal down and keeping the momentum on our side.
Christian Kramer with the punt that's fielded around the 47-yard line by Landon Ross. So already the Warriors are into Cougars territory to start this drive. This game has turned on a dime here, Peyton, has it not?
And it has turned into one team's favor here in Covenant Christian as they're able to get some tough stops here and keep the momentum going. As we saw last drive when they got a stop, they were able to score relatively quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again, but if we're North Putnam, we need to come together as a team and get a stop here to stay into this one because it can get out of reach very quickly.
Quarterback is Connor Cruz. Straight drop back, sets up a screen near side of the field. Ball caught by Nolan Jones for a modest gain. This game is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Locations in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, Lafayette. Contacted them at 3817-472-7600. Just joining us, where you been? A lot of excitement in this game.
There's nowhere else to be right now as the fireworks are booming for both these teams in moments like this. A high-scoring game already.
A combined 5 touchdowns so far. Here comes the blitz off the side, and did North Putnam jump off sides as Brody Kincaid was coming. And it will be offsides against the Cougars.
And these penalties is what started their downfall in this game and really shifted the momentum because, as we saw,
that's a good point.
They had a drive going, and then a few penalties threw them off a little bit, and they haven't been the same since.
Those 5 yards moves the football up to a 2nd and 3. Connor Cruz came in with 5 touchdown throws and 5 picks. Throwing one to the outside. And somehow or ever at the last minute, Carter Bell makes the catch. He slipped, came back and still got the football, got the first down as well. That was remarkable.
And great effort by Bell as he slips, as I mentioned before. As we get later into the evening, it may get a little more slippery, but him staying in that play, even though he slipped and making that catch, was huge, not only for him but for his team.
I like their receivers. How about you?
Their receivers are electrifying here, as we've been able to see from multiple of them.
First down now from the North Putnam 35. Here comes the run blitz against Jeremiah Dydell, and they force Jeremiah to the outside. He already has 2 touchdown runs of 50 and 18 yards. So right now the Cougars are starting to get a handle on number 7.
They are. It seems like they're containing him very well and pursuing him. So they've gotten that part of the game figured out, maybe for the time being. Hopefully for them for the rest of the game, but they haven't quite figured out how to defend this many-weaponed offensive pass game.
Receiver Sam Lyons, number 19 in the game, to the far side of the field. The fake to Dowdell. Down to the near side to Landon Ross. Breaks one tackle. Trying to get past O'Brien and pushed out of bounds. Just shy of the 30-yard line.
And again, Landon Ross in open space is dangerous. He's able to make the initial guy miss, and that's what he's been so good at all year up until this point, is catching the ball in open space, making a move on a few people, and getting more yards than it may have seemed like at the beginning of the play.
And that brings us to 3rd and 7. 19-50 in favor of the team with the football, Covenant Christian. Here comes the blitz again, and before that happens, play stops.
And it may have looked like everyone moved but the center.
And you can't do that on offense, can you?
You can't do that at all. Center was trying to play tricks on everybody, but no one thought it was funny.
Yeah. So 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and long, or 3rd and predictable. Need to get the football to the chains of the 25. Cruz with a look to his left and to his right. From the shotgun and a low snap. To the sidelines, ball caught. Got some of the yardage back on the catch by Nolan Jones, his 2nd of the game. So from 3rd and 12, now 4th, and the official mark will bring them to about 4th and 8.
And even though they had a 3rd and long there, you would suspect that they throw it to the chains, but it's not a bad play when you're in 4-down territory just to get a chunk back to make it 4th and manageable.
Agreed. Now to look to the sidelines, Evan Cottle, the head coach of Covenant Christian. Let's see what he dials up on 4th and 8. From the 33 of North Putnam. Blitz off the edge. Quarterback steps up, fires a bullet. Another first down on 4th down. Catch by Landon Ross. Nice job of Connor Cruz avoiding the blitz.
And this duo is something that you're going to hear about all night tonight, because when they get going, they do not stop. As we see Connor Cruz able to make a move there on a lineman in his face and then throw it to his buddy Landon Ross. And Landon Ross is just so good at getting upfield.
I can see why Evan Cotto likes his quarterback in Connor Cruz, who threw his first career touchdown last year in a game here with North Putnam. So it is 1st and 10 from the 21 of North Putnam, as time appears to have been called. Referee Joe Hines, though, now signaling, let's get back to business. 5-man officiating crew. So after a substitution, we're set to play again. Halfway through the second quarter. Warriors on the move, Cruz to the sidelines. In the game for the first time moments ago, Sam Lyons. Lyons, a junior, with a catch and a pickup of close to 8. And they're just carving up yardage right now.
They are just carving them, and as we said a little earlier, they got a grip as a defense on the run game, but if I'm Covenant Christian's coach, I am not stopping throwing the ball.
2nd and 2. Jeremy Dowdell brought down, appears to be short of the first down, or if he is short, maybe by about a yard. 58, Jaden Laffin, one of the defensive tackles, up to make the stop. 3rd and 1. From the 11. 3 receivers set. Dowdell in the backfield along with quarterback Connor Cruz. Snap from Nick Bartles. Give to Dowdell. He's swallowed up. Going nowhere. North Putnam has done a much better job of containing number 7. And so a 1-yard necessity now becomes 4th and 5.
It's backed up a little more than they would have liked here, and they had 2 huge touchdown runs. And ever since, North Putnam has been all over it with minimal gains, and now as we're seeing negative gains. And I'm surprised that they did not throw it there.
Henry Schaefer is going to try a field goal of roughly 33 yards off the hole of Connor Cruz. He already hit 3 in a previous game. Plenty of distance. This kid's got a leg on him, man.
He's got a leg, and he came ready to play, because plays like that will be the difference and win games.
Expands the lead to 7. Let's step aside with 4:27 go opening half, 22-15, Covenant Christian.
Burtner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Piper Logistics. From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, we do it all. 3 services, 1 solution. Contact them at 317-396-1023. Well, during the break, Peyton, you told me you thought this might be the drive of the game for North Putnam.
This is the drive of the game for 2 teams like we've seen tonight, especially with Covenant with their electrifying offense, and they're able to move the ball whenever they want and get to where they want. So if North Putnam is not able to respond here, then Covenant gets a touchdown before half, and they get the ball after half. It could be dangerous for them.
That was a tough catch and a return by Wes Murphy, who was able to hold on to the football and bring it close to the 30-yard line. The other thing we discussed during the break away from commercial was the fact that Covenant Christian gets the ball to start the second half. So converting points here becomes even more significant unless you're going to fall behind a couple possessions in the second half, and that could be it.
And as a team, too, it's just to keep their confidence in this thing.
Christian Kramer is the quarterback. He'll keep the football. Burst of speed running in near side, still going with the ball. Able to stay away from going out of bounds, carries all the way up to the 48 and a pick of a 20 on first down.
And a phenomenal run by Kramer there. As we see, Covenant hasn't had an answer for him yet. They've been able to reel in their run game a little bit, kind of their passing game almost completely, but this kid at quarterback, Christian Kramer, he's able to move, scramble, and just keep picking up yards whenever he gets an open field.
Timeout being called, I believe, by the Warriors to try to set their defense. Again, thanks to our officials for tonight's game, their hard work and dedication. And without them, we don't have a game. Please, if you have nothing to say nice about them, don't say anything. Sportsmanship is everybody's job. Joe Hines is the referee tonight in his five-man crew. Under very pleasant skies. There was a fair amount of rain around 4:30 this afternoon. In Zionsville, it is cleared away. And we have just almost like a fall night like weather for football.
It is almost like a fall night. Brisk, getting a little chillier. It's exactly like that song. It's by Kenny Chesney, I think, Boys of Fall.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. He's got a few good ones, doesn't he?
He's got a lot of good ones. One of my favorites.
Neil Bryan flanked to the near side. Let's see if North Putnam can come up with a matching touchdown and extra point to knot this game up before the break. 4 minutes remaining, first half. Now Caden Hankins comes back and moves to the near side. They'll throw a little bubble screen, and it's a huge hitter. Brogan Woodall off the screen all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 23.
And a huge gain for them there. What a play call. As we see here, he fakes a little bit to the right, just enough to look the defensive backs off, and then comes back to his receiver here in open field. And there was a little bit of an opening outside, but he chooses just to take it head on and get the yards for his team.
Here's Caden Hankins trying to break a tackle. And we've kind of put a star along this drive based on what you were saying moments ago, that North Putnam needs points because it won't see the ball to start the second half. Getting the football to start the game allowed the Cougars to go right down the field and pick up 8. Fake off the jet sweep. Before that happens, whistles are blown. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and that is the 4th penalty of the first half for North Putnam.
And it's in the little things of discipline in this game that make huge differences, because as we've seen already, North Putnam was ahead and they were staying ahead, but when they started making mistakes, Covenant capitalized on it. So hopefully for them, they're able to reel that in, but hopefully for Covenant, they're not.
North Putnam certainly would like to not only score points but also keep the football for the remainder of the first half. Kramer. Incomplete. Intended for Neil Bryan.
And just out of the reach of the receiver there. If he was able to bring it in, it was going to be a big gain there. But since he dropped it, we got a 3rd and long coming up.
How many plays has Carter Bell defended so far, the Covenant Christian side?
He's been all over the field. He's a two-way player, too. Just people like that are the exact players that you want leading your team, and it's exactly what he's doing tonight.
3rd and 15 off the low snap. Kramer looking down the field. Kramer will keep. And his angle gets cut down before he can get even close to the first down, but it's 4-down territory. Nolan Jones to make the stop, and Noah with the tackle. One of the key players for that linebacker spot. Brings us to a 4th down.
And again, a smart play by Kramer there, knowing that they're in 4-down territory, and he just needs it down to 4th and manageable instead of throwing it away there.
He's by himself this time. They have emptied out the backfield. A 5-receiver set. 3 to his left and 2 to the near side, including 81 Paxton O'Brien. They'll put him in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Kramer to keep. And he's not going to make it. Hoping to draw Covenant Christian into trying to get Paxton O'Brien But considering how O'Brien, or rather how Christian Kramers carries the ball, Covenant Christian wasn't going for it.
No, they were not falling for it. And I see the play call by the coach to keep it in Kramer's hands there because he is their playmaker overall. But Covenant Christian, great job getting that stop. And as we see here, they got plenty of time to put some more points on the board.
And the Warriors are going to try to do what Bill Belichick had made famous in New England, called a 2-for-1. Get a score at the end of the first half, get the ball to start the second half. And in fact, it's been close to 66 occasions in his great history with the Patriots where they've been able to score twice at the end of the first half to start the second. Low snap, long pass, man coverage. Caught! Carter Bell with a catch.
And Connor Cruz, the bell there is just electrifying for this offense, and it has been all game as he just drops it in over that defensive back's head as we saw there. And I'm sniffing points out after this drive.
That's a pickup of 37, Peyton. And a first down and back into North Putnam territory. Go the Warriors. We're making a living of it lately. Cruz got a man caught. Got some great receivers on this team. That's Landon Ross. And I think you said earlier, once these receivers get going, look out.
Yeah, look out, especially for these two. Landon Ross is one of his favorites, as we can see here. He just cuts on a dime on that post corner with the rollout, wide open, and what an effort by Ross at the end of that.
So that's a pickup of 25 to go with a pickup of 38. They have moved 60-plus yards in 2 plays. Now for the 12 of the Cougars. Winding down the first half, under 2 minutes to go. Connor Cruz rolling to his right, looking to the end zone, and will shoot that one over the intended receiver. Goes as a long, incomplete pass as Brogan Waddell back defending for North Putnam. So for a moment, the Covenant Christian sidelines can catch its breath, but just for a moment.
Just for a moment here. This whole team needs to catch their breath after those 2 huge plays. But I would not be surprised if they just keep their foot on the gas with how they're doing in the pass game.
Already in field goal range is what we've seen, Peyton, from Henry Schaefer, who boomed one from 34 moments ago and has got 4 field goals for the year. Setting up a screen on the near side. That was a dangerous play and broken up nicely by Braden Glaze, the inside linebacker, the 6-foot senior, number 28. Could have picked that off, and that could have been a pick 6.
Yeah, it would have been huge for North Putnam to be able to get that turnover there, but thankfully for Covenant, they still got their hands on the ball.
Brings us to a 3rd and 10, certainly within Schaefer range for a field goal attempt should they fail here on 3rd down. Connor Cruz on the slant. Bell with a catch. He is short of the first down by maybe a yard. There's a pickup of 9, 4th and 1. We already know what Connor Cruz wants to do here. He's looking to the sidelines. And we'll try to get the yard as the clock winds down to 1:20. Ball's located at the 3. 4th and a yard. And the Warriors are going to likely use a timeout here to look over their options. And they're going to use as much of the clock as possible, so the Cougars will get very little time to get the ball back. Timeout being called. We'll stay right here. A reminder that this game is brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. Great food for breakfast, lunch, delicious baked goods. Check out their daily specials. They're open 8 to 2 Tuesday through Sunday, located at 6427 Oaklandon Road. It's a big play for the Cougar defense, trying to keep this at a 1-score game.
This is a huge play for them because if it goes to 2 scores, it can easily go to 3 right after half. And once it's up there with how this Covenant Christian offense is moving, they're not going to stop at just 3 scores. And as we saw last year as well, so for these Cougars on defense, they need to be able to contain Connor Cruz, keep him in the pocket and pursue him well, find somebody to put on Bell, find somebody to put on Landon Ross, and take out their key playmakers.
Been able to stop Jeremiah Dodell in the backfield lately. He'll be back with a quarterback cruise here on the 4th and 1. So for North Putnam, this is the biggest play of the game so far. And movement. And that will help the Cougars. That will send the Warriors back 5 yards, and that means the Warriors will settle for 3. So that's a break for North Putnam.
It's a huge break for North Putnam here at the end of this first half. But what a disappointing end to a drive for the Warriors, because they had so much momentum, and it looked like they were going to punch it into the end zone. But settling for 3 is a lot different than getting 7.
About a 25-yard attempt by Henry Schaefer, who hit one from 34 a little earlier. Once again, plenty of distance. He has not missed in field goal attempts this year. He's 5 of 5.
And I'm not surprised at all. He's got plenty of leg for it, and it looks like he knows what he's doing when it's coming down to accuracy, because a lot of people can kick, but sometimes they're not very accurate.
This game brought to you by Wheeler Mission Thrift Store, bargain hunters, treasure seekers. We've got a place for you. Visit our store at 8640 East 96th Street, located in Fishers, Indiana, and thank you for helping with our mission. It was once 15-6 Cougars in the first quarter. That means 19 straight now for the Warriors. And yet, I suppose if there's a victory for the defense, it came moments ago when they prevented a touchdown.
Yeah, that was the ideal situation that Cougar defense could have ended with there, obviously, aside from a turnover. But 3 points for them puts them in a lot more manageable of a situation than going down 2 full scores.
So North Putnam will have some 40-odd seconds to move the ball. Do you expect them to try to put it in the air and get something out before the first half is over?
I wouldn't be surprised if they went to the air, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get their quarterback Kramer in open field in one way or another, even if it's just running off tackle like they have been or putting in some kind of trick.
Henry Schaefer, good kickoff. Good return coming from the 10. And this drive will start just shy of the 30-yard line off the return from Brogan Woodall. So trips to the left side, one receiver to the near side. North Putnam giving every indication they're going to try to make the most out of these 45 seconds. Back in the shotgun, Christian Kramer. Kramer avoids the rush. Carries the football. Is going to get a block on the outside. Still going to the ball. Christian Kramer. Huge run on first down as he takes the football from the 28 all the way to midfield. It's a pickup of 22. More importantly, there's still a half minute to go.
And it's just how dangerous he really is in open field, because as we saw, it looks like obviously they were going to air it out, but he saw some open field and went for it.
Little end around activity. And plenty of room for Brogan Woodall. 2 huge plays for North Putnam. With 23 seconds to go, and Seabury on the tackle, the football just shy of the red zone. That's how quickly the Cougars will make this drive go.
And 2 huge plays could end up putting them right back in this thing. And if we're the Cougar offense, we're wanting to punch it in here.
Kramer high snap, looking for 6. Man coverage, ball caught. Down at the 1-yard line, terrific catch by Neil Bryan. First down with 10 seconds to go in the first half, and immediately the Cougars will use the timeout. What a drive this has begun with just a few seconds remaining in the first half, and this outstanding play and catch to the 1-yard line moments ago.
And just a phenomenal response by this Cougar team.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were put in a non-ideal situation with things working against them, like mental errors with the penalties and not getting stops how they would want it to happen. But after only letting the Warriors get 3 points instead of 7, they're able to get some huge plays here right before the half, which could be something that's going to keep them in this ballgame.
I think back to the 5-yard penalty that Covenant Christian got when it was at the goal line with a chance to go up 2 touchdowns. and eventually led a 4th and 1 to a 4th and 6 and a field goal attempt instead of a touchdown try. 10-point difference, and now here are the Cougars right at the doorstep. 1st and goal, but only 10 seconds left. Caden Hankins, the ball carrier in the backfield with Christian Kramer. Kramer to keep. Kramer straight ahead. Is he in? Touchdown. Christian Kramer on a terrific drive that took all of 47 seconds to go the length of the field, Peyton.
And a phenomenal drive by them there. Not only is Kramer an athletic runner, he's a tough runner there, as we see on this touchdown here. He's able to just to take on some initial contact and keep his feet moving to get him in the end zone and get his team back into this thing.
Owen Thurman will hold the freshman backup quarterback. Evan Poley out for the extra point to cut it to 3. Kick is good. Covenant Christian 25, North Putnam 22.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Evan Poley the kick. Let's see if he line drives this and tries to use up a few seconds. Instead, it's up in the air, and the ball will be caught and returned. And first half is over. What a first half it was. Well, where do we begin? Let's start with North Putnam, who took the opening drive and went all the way down the field. Got a touchdown from Christian Kramer and a 2-point try. On its way to a 15-6 lead, and then back comes Covenant. What key spot do you look at in this game so far?
The key spots for both teams have been the penalties, in my opinion, because both of them have had momentum, obviously, on their side. And thankfully for North Putnam, they were able to have a little bit of a break there at the end of the half. But when North Putt was able, or the chance that they were able to take a bigger lead, penalties got in the way. And then when Covenant had a chance to break away and take a bigger lead, penalties got in the way. So these little mental errors that boil down to the little disciplines of a team is what's getting in the way of these two breaking off from one or the other. And now, as we see, it's only a 3-point game.
And we're 15 minutes away from starting the third quarter, as these two teams will undoubtedly get a rest, and a deserved rest at that, with 47 points on the board, which is a mere fraction of what it was last year. But it's still a high-scoring game. Last year was 46-34 Covenant at the break. And now it is 25-22, and we will start our halftime proceedings here on IndianaSRN.
School football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in
need. We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
Is very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Zionsville Middle School West here in Zionsville, Indiana. Jim Barber, Peyton Brown. We're at the break, 25-22. Covenant Christian over North Putnam. A lot of interesting scores so far tonight you've been keeping track of, courtesy Max Preps, including the visitors from Sarasota, Florida in the neighborhood.
They are in the neighborhood. They are playing Ben Davis, and I will get to that score in just a second. But first, we got a crosstown rivalry with HSC and Fishers. HSC on top 21-7. Perry Meridian and Plainfield all tied up at 14. And then we have last I saw, the IMG Academy was up 21-7 on Ben Davis. And another huge game tonight is Carmel and Trinity. Trinity on top 21-7 down in Kentucky.
You know, Indianapolis Lutheran, which also is playing tonight, has that 33-game win streak, and they really have been the thorn, if you will, for Covenant Christian in trying to make a run in the tournament last year. And Evan Cottle says, look, they're just so good. But maybe someday when we join the conference in which they play and Speedway and Cecina, maybe things will start to even up just a little bit.
Yeah, with teams like that, it's so hard to find something to really just dim their light because they're so dominant for so long. But choosing to be competitive as a team, I think, is the most important thing. But once they're able to find a groove in a conference and maybe have Lutheran and teams like that move up and get out of their class, they're able to make more of a run.
By the way, a couple of college scores involving Big Ten teams tonight. Indiana leading Indiana State at the Rock in Bloomington, 21-7, time running out in the first half. Indiana had that stalwart defensive effort against Ohio State to start the season last Saturday before losing 23-6. And Kansas shutting out Illinois in Lawrence tonight, early second quarter, 14-0. Neither team has arrived on the field yet, but that's about to change here when the second half begins. Covenant Christian will get the football to start quarter number 3. And when we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter in a highly emotional and very entertaining football game live on IndianaSRN.
Conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I get her, not solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah,
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Peyton, let's take a look at what lies ahead in the second half and what will be pivotal for both teams.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that will be most pivotal for both teams is getting rid of these mental little mistakes that boil down just to the discipline of the game and the every mundane plays that they have going on, because both teams, like we said before half, had momentum on their side. They could have pulled away, like we saw what happened with Covenant pulling away last year, but the penalties set them both back. As we saw, North Putnam was driving and then the penalties set them back, and they really weren't the same team after that the rest of the half. And then Covenant, obviously, about to go up 2 scores, getting the ball back, could have gone up 3 full scores, only went up 3 points, and then North Putnam responded again with that momentum shift on their side and scoring right before half.
Yeah, I would think Scott Moore, the head coach of North Putnam, and Evan Cottle of Covenant Christian both have a lot of positives to indicate to their teams, simply because of the fact that it is just a 1-score game right now. And Covenant Christian starts the second half with the football, so this becomes a really important drive, I would think, for North Putnam because of Jeremy Dowdell and how they've been able to contain him after his electric start with 2 long touchdown runs.
Yeah, it is a very vital drive for North Putnam, and I could be wrong with saying this, but I contend that it could put the game away for Covenant if they're able to score this drive. Because if they're able to score and keep the momentum, like they're up every single time they score by at least 3 points. But if North Putnam can at least hold them to a field goal and then score, they're right in the same point range. But you made a good point. They've contained the run very well. They've gotten a hold of that, but they still haven't figured out this pass game.
So let's step aside and get ready for the third quarter. 25-22, Covenant Christian will have the football to start the second half upon our return.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Evan Cottle's the head coach of Covenant Christian. He's been with the program as a coach since 2015. His team 1-2 against the Cougars, coached by Scott Moore with a record of 0-3. And it has been Covenant Christian hit by the injury bug with at least 2 players key to the offense. Connor Cruz and Luke Munoz not available to play tonight. They do have the weapon of the kicker, Henry Schaefer, who has attempted 5 field goals this year and has nailed all 5. His longest of 40 on the season. Tonight it's been 34 and one around 26 yards. And if this game is tight, Peyton, and it comes down to him, he's very capable of winning it.
He is more than capable of winning it. And for football teams, that can be a make or break for a season, having an able kicker. And I bet Covenant is so thankful that they have somebody they can walk the halls with every single day, that they can rely on in situations like that, because even when they can't get 7, a lot of high school teams don't have somebody they can get 3 with, but Covenant Christian does here.
Yes, good point. This game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. Learn how we can hire you. Contact us today at 219-845-1065, International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, Iron Shipbuilders, Blacksmith, and Helpers. And also brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Locations in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, Lafayette. Contact them at 317-472-7600. Landon Ross, number 2, and 18, Carter Bell are deep for Covenant Christian. And they'll be joined by Sam Lyons as well, number 19. North Putnam took the opening drive, went right down the field and scored. Let's see what the Warriors have in store as we start the third quarter. Evan Poley, the kickoff, onside kick, but recovered by Covenant Christian.
You know, even though it was recovered by Covenant Christian, I love the call. I love the aggression. I love the confidence in your team, because it sets the tone, because even though you don't get it, they know that you're coming for them.
Ball didn't go 10 yards, but because it was fielded, had that been fumbled, wouldn't have had to go 10.
Yeah, it could have been really, really good for North Putnam now, but now it's just a time to put that play in the past and move on to the next here, as they need a stop on this drive.
Covenant Christian starts this drive from midfield and starts the second half with the quarterback, Connor Cruz. To the flat, and Nolan Jones for a pickup of 3. Brody Kincaid over to help on a tackle. Caden Hankins was there as well. 2nd and 8. Running back along with Connor Cruz is Jeremiah Dowdell, who has 2 scores. It's Dowdell with a handoff. So what has North Putnam done defensively differently to stop Dowdell after he ran wild in the first half, as you see the tackle moments ago by Jesse Bryan.
Yeah, he had 2 phenomenal touchdown runs in the first half, but it seems like they're able to just to contain him and swarm to him and pursue that ball aggressively. And it really, since that second touchdown run, he hasn't made much noise.
He has not. Did pick up 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 6. From the 46 of North Putnam. Cruz on the rollout's got a receiver wide open. One thing about quarterback Cruz, he can find his guys, and he found Landon Ross all by himself.
And just like we mentioned in the first half, once these two find their rhythm, which they did in the first half, they don't stop. And so they will be a danger in this second half if they don't get a hold of it.
That goes from the 46 to the 26. And a pickup of 20. So the drive stays alive, moments into the third quarter. This time Dowdell moves to the right of quarterback Cruz. Dowdell, 3-step drop. Looking for 6 to the end zone. Touchdown! Landon Ross.
Well, what a duo these two are. Like we said in the first half, they found the rhythm, and they're just going to keep building off of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep taking shots to him. As we see here, he finds him, he unleashes this ball, and what a phenomenal catch on the sideline there.
And they're sophomores.
Just sophomores. They get 2 more whole years of this electricity within these two.
Henry Schaefer for the 32nd point. The hold by Connor Cruz. And it hits the post. Hits the goal post. No good. It remains 31-22, 2 minutes into the third quarter on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Jim Barber, Peyton Brown, back here in Zionsville. So, special teams tonight, despite the fact that Henry Schaefer has nailed a couple of field goals, a botched extra point, and then ball hitting the goalpost. The upper right-hand side have prevented 2 extra points. So it's 31-22, still a 2-score lead for Covenant Christian. And still, I would think, Peyton, anybody's game at this point.
It is anyone's game, but as we have seen with this Covenant Christian offense, if North Putnam's not able to respond, they'll take it away.
Brogan Waddell still with a football and requiring at least a couple of guys to bring him down as he carries all the way up to the 35-yard line. Carter Bell might have been the last one to get a hand on him, or Sam Lyons. So North Putnam starts this drive. Pretty good field position. Seem to be saying that all night long.
For both teams.
Christian Kramer led that 80-yard drive at the end of the first half in 45 seconds. Back in the shotgun. Setting up a little pass out of the backfield. Not much available for Brogan Waddell.
And what a read by that backer to see the screen. It looked like it was either just a little running back out or a set-up screen there. And as that linebacker reading that so vital, because a lot of linebackers get their eyes caught in the backfield, but he wasn't having any part of that, and he was peeled on his man the whole way.
And with that, a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Little shovel pass straight ahead. Wes Murphy with the catch, goes as a completed pass. And a football marked up about 3 yards from the original play. Brings it 3rd and 7. Yet another tackle in the game from Noah Seabury from his strong safety spot. Need to get the ball to the 40-plus yard line, and before that happens, Offsides on Covenant Christian. Able to draw the Warriors. Offsides, a penalty of 5. Makes this a 3rd and now 2. Clock moving, 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Kramer to keep. Loves to call his own number. Huge gain on 3rd down. Cuts it upfield and carries the ball into Covenant territory. Down at the 44. Seabury with another tackle after a pickup of 14.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how this drive ends here because, as we've talked, the penalties have been huge for both teams. Covenant had them in a 3rd and long position, but it was able to go down to a 3rd and 2 after that offsides.
Christian's running on that right side of the offensive line led by Jaden Laffin and Braxton Woodall. Now to the left side we go. One broken tackle, a 2nd and 1 as well as Wes Murphy makes something out of nothing and gets a 1st down for North Putnam. Now the football inside the 35-yard line. These guys are so elusive as receivers. You think you got them, but you don't.
Extremely athletic, and just the slightest bit of over-pursuing somebody is not going to be good for you.
Kramer with a fake straight ahead. He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown!
And it looks like there might be a holding.
That's what Covenant Christian seems to think, which would negate Kramer's touchdown run, which happened off the fake. This would be huge. And you're right. It's coming back. Wow.
And things exactly like that is what is going to win and lose a game for a football team. Obviously, you need the points on the board, but it almost seems like the team with the least amount of penalties in a game like this is who's going to come out on top.
Well, you're thinking, too, that because there was such a huge hole up the middle, that might have been where the hole occurred, which created the hole. Ball now goes back all the way to the 35-yard line. Negate the touchdown. Back to 1st down. And back to the running game. And Caden Hankins, who, like the other stars of this game, is also a sophomore.
It's a lot of sophomores here on this field.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting for the end of tonight, but also for the years to come because they just are going to build off of this. And if they're this elusive and this athletic, this young, just imagine what they're going to be 2 years from now.
Solid point. 2nd and 12. Kramer on the slant. Incomplete. One of the few incomplete passes we've had in this game so far today is Bryce Egan was back defending, and Bryce, who his coach, Evan Cottle, says is a fantastic athlete, is a freshman.
Wow.
So now 3rd and 12. One of the few times we've seen a 3rd and long in this game. This time everybody in tight. Interesting formation. Kramer with the fake. Kramer to throw long. And that ball is incomplete. Brogan Woodall went up to get it and nearly did just that. He almost got it. Noah Seabury back defending.
And that play right there just highlights the importance of getting pressure on the quarterback because he had him over the top. He was open. He made the right cut at the right time. But because he had someone in his face, he had to throw it off his back foot. And what was almost a touchdown drive for him there isn't seeming so promising right now.
Football at the 35. If they go for it, they got to get to the 23. Kramer's also noted to kick the ball as well. So let's see what the call is on 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout. And we'll take a break. 5 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. The lead is 9.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back. It's a 4th and 12 for North Putnam. Must get the football to the 23. Christian Kramer's the quarterback. Low snap. He's in trouble. Running for his life. Penalty flag on the play. Throws at the last minute. Incomplete. If it's against Covenant Christian, or rather North Putnam, it'll be declined. It's a hold. It is declined. And the Warriors will take over the football from their own 35. Well, that play was a disaster from the start.
It was a disaster, and again, the penalties is what got in the way. They had a huge touchdown run. If the offensive lineman would have just moved his feet a little bit, and now we're in a little bit of a similar situation like we were right before the half.
Our game tonight brought to you in part by Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. We do it all. 3 services with one solution. Contact them at 317-396-1023. Connor Cruz out to the flat, a double pass, and a man wide open. It was a perfect play on the throw to Landon Ross to Sam Lyons, wide open, and no touchdown. Second down.
Just out of his reach, and he was wide open. Nobody around him.
Beautifully called play. The offensive coordinator is Ryan Ross, who dialed up a dandy there. But it's 2nd and 10. North Putnam still has life. Cruz to give to Jeremy Dodell. Jeremiah straight ahead. Picks up 5 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 5. But everybody here with a oohs and ahs moments ago from a well-designed play that went as an incomplete pass.
It was a phenomenal play design, and if he would have just taken a little bit off of it, it was right where it needed to be.
Must get the football to the 45 for a first down. Cruz against the pressure fires. First down. And then some. A strike to Noah Seabury. Well, Noah can not only play defense, he's pretty good on offense as well.
He is phenomenal on offense, and still no answer to this passing attack from Covenant that North Putnam has, and that right there will be the key for them to stay in this game, is if they can shut down that.
Football now at the 36 of the Cougars. Last year they played, and 107 points were scored. A game won by Covenant Christian, 73-34. Tonight, without Noah Bryant. Cruz looking for 6, has got a man. Touchdown, Carter Bell.
And this passing attack is just electrifying, not only for the players on the field, but also for the fans here at the game tonight, and they have really found their groove. As we can see, he just runs right past the defenders, and bam, he pulls up, goes, leads them into the end zone, and now they're up 2 scores.
37-22, and a catch by Carter Bell. And Cruz threw a dime there to him as he was able to beat 2 defenders. Josh Williams and Nick Bartles in the game right now, and the extra point attempt by Henry Schaefer. Try to extend the lead to 16. 38-22 in favor of Covenant Christian. Let's step aside with 5.5 to go in the third.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials,
It's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
With Peyton Brown, Jim Barber back on IndianaSRN, 38-22. Covenant Christian's largest lead of the night after trailing in the first quarter by 9, 15-6. Well, in this game, if you try to beat him, you just got to try to outscore him, and lots of points needed now for North Putnam to have a chance.
Tons of points needed, and I won't be surprised, obviously, if they put it in, put the ball in the hands of Kramer here to lead them back here on this comeback. And it'll be a miracle because they'll need to also stop this high-powered Covenant Christian offense as well.
Henry Schaefer will kick off. And this one will not be returnable. So the first touchback of the game. And North Putnam set to go on offense with 5:28 to go in the third. If you watch college football, and many do, you know the drive typically will start from the 25-yard line by way of football's change in rules several years ago. It's high school, it's a little different from the 20.
It's a little different, maybe a little more old school, I guess you
Sure.
could say, because it's something that all of them used to have back in the day.
Christian Kramer on first down goes to the ground. And Caden Hankins, 5'10", 170 sophomore carries, and Hankins slow to get up.
And early in the game, it looked like these two teams may have stuck to staying on the ground the whole game, but it looks like the defenses have really gotten a hold of that, forcing both of them to go to their air attack, and Covenant has capitalized, and North Putnam has yet to, but we'll see what happens.
And that's good observation. Kramer on the keep. Didn't fool anybody there. Stopped by Parker Marshall, who has had a number of tackles for losses this season. Sets up a 3rd and 11. Well, you don't want to say this is a critical drive. It certainly is of importance when you're down by 16, which is 2 scores, and a couple of 2-pointers. Need to get it up to the 31. Kramer, play fake. Kramer running and pressured and still running and has the first down and then some. Christian Kramer still alive. Somehow or other from the 20, he gets the football into Covenant Christian territory with a run of 35 yards.
And one athletic play by him as he's trying to set up for the pass, sees nothing, and he just takes off and makes a few moves, as we're going to see here at the end of this play. And what a block there. And a way to put the team on your shoulders when they need you.
Officially gets 36, and he took a breath by going down to his knees moments ago. A well-deserved rest of all of maybe 10 seconds.
He's going to need all he can get because you know this team is looking straight to him, especially in his attitude and aura, obviously how he's playing. But if they see his energy is down and tired, then they're going to feed off of that. But if they see he's staying up even when he's tired, then they're going to feed off of that as well.
Certainly. It's really a 4-score game in the sense of you need a couple of touchdowns and you need to go for 2 twice and convert to have a chance. Back to the ground. This is Braden Glaze carrying the football.
And after having a few quarters and maybe not moving it like you would want to on the ground, maybe they're finding a little bit of rhythm again.
Sure. Picks up the first down. The football now at the 35. North Putnam certainly has demonstrated it can move down the field in a hurry. Did so at the end of the first half, going 80 yards in 45 seconds. Back to Glaze. A bigger running back at 6'0", 180, and maybe is providing that spark right now for North Putnam. Picks up another first down.
And you can really admire a team's attitude through adversity, and both teams have had plenty of adversity tonight, and the way that North Putnam continuously just responds.
Now Kramer to keep himself. Running to the near side of the field. Jeremiah Dowdell to force him down. Kramer gets 4 or close to 4 on the play. Second down. Winding down to 2 minutes in the third quarter in a fast-moving third. Now Glaze back in the backfield to fake to him. Kramer to roll out. Looking for O'Brien's got him. And Kramer is blasted to the turf. And he'll get back up on his feet very quickly. That's a good sign. He got hit hard.
And that's the kind of thing that, obviously in a legal way, but that you want from a defensive lineman is to let the quarterback know that you're coming.
The quarterback has got some bumps and bruises from this one. Third down, 3rd and 5. There's movement. Covenant Christian may have jumped. And if that's the case, it's a first down. So offsides against the Warriors. And a break for the Cougars, who get a first down out of it. Need to get 6 plus 2 on the drive to cut the lead to 8. Kramer, straight ahead. Christian Kramer, like a running back, is stood up. Nick Bartles, who doubles as the center for this Covenant Christian team and nose tackle, makes the stop. His coach was saying he was unblockable in the game against Cecina earlier this year. That's high praise. 2nd and 8, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Christian Kramer taking his time. Gets the play, now gets the snap. High snap, straight ahead. Christian Kramer, touchdown, untouched.
And Kramer again keeping his team in this one, putting them on his shoulders right now, being the leader that they need deep into this game. As it could have easily been pulled away, as we're going to see on this touchdown run. He makes one move and he goes. And if it weren't for him in this game, I don't know if they'd still be hanging on right now.
I'd agree. Jesse Bryan, Gavin Payne, Jaden Laffin, Braxton Woodell, Breckett Breger all up front, creating a hole that he had no problem walking through. Now they need 2 to cut it to an 8-point deficit. Kicks his leg up in the air. Gets the high snap, throwing for 2. He's got a man. Ball caught. 2-point conversion and a catch by Brogan Woodall. And from a 16-point deficit, it has been cut in half. It is 38-30 with 40 ticks left in the third.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Evan Polly to kick off. Low end over end being fielded from about the 25. And this drive will start just shy of the 40 with time running out in the third quarter. Off the return from Jeremiah Dowdell. And Hankins, Caden, who plays that linebacker spot as well as running back on offense on special teams, to make the tackle.
And now on this drive, North Putnam, I wonder if they're going to be able to find that rhythm to stop the pass game, as Covenant has been able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. With the weapons that they got, they were able to contain their run pretty well. Now they just got to do the same for what goes in the air.
Connor Cruz has had a field day with Carter Bell and Landon Ross in this game. Off the low snap. Now pressure. Avoids the pressure. Rolling out and shooting one down the field and almost in the direction of Carter Bell's hands. Second down.
And if he was able to stop and plant his feet, he may have been able to connect with that receiver downfield for – he probably would still be running into the end zone right now, quite honestly, with how athletic they are, but that rush got to him.
Covenant Christian, which will join the Crossroads Conference shortly, 2024. Seeing a lot of the same teams it has played the last couple of years, including the ever-dangerous Indianapolis Lutheran. Again, a low snap, and that pass intended for Carter Bell, who thought there was contact, defended by Christian Kramer. Instead, it is third down. Well, Bell's still looking around like, come on, I didn't fall down by myself.
He's like, the turf monster didn't give me that time.
No, sir.
A little bit of contact there, maybe.
Third down. North Putnam needing a stop here. Trying to get the football back and start the fourth quarter down by a score. Connor Cruz needs 10. He got it. Crossing pattern by Landon Ross. Needed 10, got 11.
And when you need somebody, you just look to your best friend in the game. As we know, these two have connected time and time again, especially in moments that they need it.
On to the fourth quarter. Lots of high drama and theater still left. 12 minutes remaining, and maybe beyond that. 38-30, Covenant Christian at the end of 3 on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Start the fourth quarter at midfield for Covenant Christian. First and 10, 38-30. The Warriors ahead of the Cougars. And a rematch of last year's 73-34 Covenant victory. Quarterback is the sophomore Connor Cruz. Jeremiah Dowdell loses the football, and somehow they come back with it. Huge recovery. I don't know if it was Theo Anderson that got it or Dowdell recovered. Either way, no gain on the play, but this is huge for Covenant Christian.
And that could have been extremely dangerous. And if I'm Covenant, I'm going straight back to the passing game after that.
Sam Lyons comes to the near side as one of the wideouts on second down and 10. In a game where no lead has been safe. Cruz in trouble. Finds Carter Bell with a burst of speed. Bell takes it inside of 25. Good for 27 yards. Huge play by Cruz and Bell. Good for another Covenant Christian first down. Just when you think you've got Cruz, you don't have him.
And no play is safe with a dual threat quarterback. Just when you think he's done, he'll move his feet just a little bit, and he'll Brett Favre it down the field. He doesn't have to have his shoulders facing him. He'll just throw it.
Good comparison. You know, you're not old enough to even remember Brett Favre, are you?
I might be a little young, but I grew up watching
Good
him.
for you. Good for you. There's a carry by Connor Cruz for a short gain on first down, but the clock is moving, and with a good kicker in Henry Schaefer, good opportunity for them to make it a 2-score game. Actually, no gain on the play. It'll be, let's see where the mark is. Yeah, no gain. It's second down. Covenant Christian very content on using a lot of clock. Snap to Cruz. Good one at that. He's in trouble. He's brought down. Big-time defensive play by Jesse Bryan, the outside defensive end. And now it's third and very long. Well, this is big.
And this will be huge for North Putnam to get a stop here because they need another shot with the ball back. But we know how dangerous Covenant is, and I would not be surprised if we saw some of that magic here.
Have to get the football from the 36 all the way down near the 14. As it is third. Actually, they'll say third and 20 from the 35. So they need to get the ball to the 15. Can Connor Cruz do it? Looking, firing over the middle. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown! Landon Ross, oh my!
And what magic we just saw, and of course, it's by the duo of the night. Cruz to Landon Ross there. As we can see, he just steps back and throws it up to his best friend on the field tonight.
And he breaks the tackle to get the remaining yards for the extra point. On a third and very long after a sack.
Long.
Here's Henry Schaefer for the 45th point, and it blocked. So it stays at a 14-point game, 44-30. Under 9 minutes, make that over 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Let's take a commercial break and come back after this.
Burtner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Well, it sounds like we're nitpicking, but the only part of Covenant's game that has not been solid, even though Henry Schaefer has 2 field goals, has been the extra point tries. They've missed on 3, one on a muffed kick, and then on a block kick, and another one that hit the goalpost. Still, it's a 14-point lead, so we may be nitpicking here.
Just a few things as a special teams coach that might be brought up in Monday's meeting.
I would think so. North Putnam still within striking range, and now the return. And it's been hard, even on special teams, to bring down Rogan Woodall, who returns to the 35. We have an injured Warrior at the 40, near their own bench. Reese Tincher assisting on the tackle there. Can't see the injured player yet. We will try to identify once we learn his time is being called. Updating college football, Indiana now leading 24-7 at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington into the third quarter on a rare Friday night game. Injuries have been a problem coming into this game for Covenant Christian, missing 2 of their stars, and on that play, Jacob Fultz was shaken up. We'll check that. Was that Noah Seabury? Might have been Noah Seabury. On first down, that one nearly picked. And that would have been a touchdown. Landon Ross jumped the route. Nearly had a chance to run to the end zone.
No other than Landon Ross, and if he would have gotten that pick six, that very well could have sealed it.
On the sidelines, Noah Seabury being attended to. Number 17, injured on the play moments ago. 2nd and 10 for quarterback Christian Kramer. He will keep. He will cut up the field, and he's still going. Christian Kramer made something out of nothing again, picking up 11 for a first down.
And that's been the story of his life tonight, putting the team on his shoulders once again. And he is just moving and moving every single play, and he will do whatever he needs to get his team into the end zone.
He's got a great cutback move, does he not?
Phenomenal footwork.
Ball loose and a problem. Kramer will cover it up, but a loss on the play on an unforced error of close to 6. And equally as much a problem is the fact that the clock is moving with 8.5 to go. Back at the 40-yard line after the loss of 6, 2nd down. And the only problem sometimes when looking to the sidelines for a play is how much time elapses before you get the play off. And when you're trailing by 14 in the 4th quarter, that can become an issue. Now they're set. Now we're under 8 minutes. Kramer, a little razzle-dazzle on the near side, and Brogan Woodall, who is stood up by 22, Noah Jones, the middle linebacker.
And great play call trying to mix it up a little bit, but Covenant was not getting fooled at all there, which is going to bring up something huge that North Putnam needs to get.
I was asking Evan Cottle, the head coach of Covenant, about their defense. Because it looks like on paper it's a 4-3. He said it's more like a 4-4. We want to put more pressure out there. Into coverage, that one's broken up. And it'll be 4th down. So you've got 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And you've got plenty of yards to make up here. Close to 10. Are you going to take a chance? Or are you going to kick it away?
If I'm the coach, I'm taking a chance because I want my team to know that I believe in them, and also I know how quick that clock is going to run down.
I figure if you give up the ball for whatever reason, Covenant can run off a couple of minutes on each potential first down. Going to go for it, though. Need to pick up 10 and get the ball to the Covenant 45. Empty backfield for Christian Kramer. Big play. Rushing 4. Kramer in trouble. Kramer will throw it, and it's incomplete. And on downs, football goes over to Covenant Christian. Well, they took a chance, but they brought the house.
Took a chance and a great call by Covenant's defense to bring the house like that, giving him the ball back. In this drive right here, there's still maybe a glimpse of hope for North Putnam, but this could be the one that seals the deal.
Because this drive will start in Cougar territory. You don't look for Covenant Christian to do anything special here, even though their passing game has been lethal. You probably do want to use a lot of Jeremiah Dowdell, if possible, and use up some time. But we'll see. Passing game has been so good tonight. Maybe hard to get away from it. Caleb Ferris doing the stamping right now. Back to Jeremiah Dowdell. Tries to break a couple of tackles. Able to forge ahead for 2. But important for Covenant Christian is take off about 30 to 40 seconds on every play.
Taking off as much time, taking their time running the next play, but also making sure that they have the right plays called to keep moving the chains for them, because they could end the game right here on this drive.
You figure each first down, Peyton eats up at least a couple of minutes, particularly if it's without an incomplete pass or player going out of bounds. Fumble. North Putnam says it has the ball. We'll see. Yes, sir. Wow. 28. Wow. Braden Glaze comes up with it. There's their glitter of hope that you were talking about.
Just the break that they needed in any amount of hope in any situation in the game is something that you got to hold on to as a player, because just like we just saw, it can change in the split second.
And the football's in a pretty good spot from the 46 of North Putnam. And because of some missed extra points, a touchdown and an extra point brings North Putnam within a very manageable 7. But they've got to get the first 7 and narrow this deficit. Christian Kramer from about 5 yards back. Throwing long into double coverage. Incomplete. Intended for Brogan Woodall.
And I get the intention behind Kramer with wanting to get the ball down the field, but you have plenty of time to get it down, score, and get a stop on defense.
So you don't like throwing in a twin coverage there?
It's not ideal for sure, unless you got someone like Randy Moss going up.
Yes. Quarterback keep. Penalty flag on the play after the carry by Kramer into Covenant Christian territory at the 48. It was a pickup of 7, but the hole will bring it back. And Kramer looks like he's shaken up right now. He is in a lot of pain. He's carrying the ball, and he is trying to wind his right arm, and the pain looks like it's in the left shoulder.
And no doubt he's beaten up right now. He's had to take a lot of blows and a lot of hits. But how encouraging to his teammates that he's still rolling.
He's a courageous kid. More like his right shoulder of some pain. 2nd and 20. He will throw if he's got time. And that ball is caught by Brogan Woodall. We've had some great catches, and this one takes the ball within a yard of the first down, a pickup of 19. North Putnam still breathing with 5.5 to go. This will be a keep for the first down. And I don't know if Kramer got it or not. He's awfully close. Depends on the stick. As Nick Bartle's up to make yet another tackle. Let's see where they mark it. Right on the line of the 45. And it'll be 4th and not much. And this time, Christian Kramer's over center. And Gavin Payne. First man through. Stuck him up. I don't know if he got it. I don't know if 81, Paxton O'Brien got it. He did get it.
He just got it by a hair, and at this point in the game with how the clock is running, this is when I would throw deep.
Got a full yard on the play, even though the fans here thought he was stood up and denied. Fresh set of downs with 4:35 left. Christian Kramer, again, his own number. Picks up 6, despite the fact he was in some pain earlier and winding that right arm up to see if he could keep going. He is carrying the football. 2nd and 5. And now North Putnam's in a hurry to go. Kramer, little screen out of the backfield, and the man wide open. Wes Murphy, still with a football. Murphy still going. Huge gain on a short pass. Big play for the Cougars. Penalty flag on the play as the play was ending. Carter Bell made the tackle to prevent 6. Another hold coming up against North Putnam. And that'll bring this play back. Well, I think you made the point earlier that it won't be hard to pick out what will be the factors in the loss. If in fact it is for North Putnam, and that will be penalties.
And the penalties, the little mental errors, reflects on a team's performance because you have so many little disciplines not adding up in your favor, and it gets to you a little bit.
Kramer to the sidelines, incomplete. Intended for Wes Murphy. These two quarterbacks are going to have to get iced down after this game's over.
They really will, especially Kramer with him having to wind his shoulder, and he hasn't thrown high all game, and maybe it's affecting him now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now rolling to his right and looking downfield. Nobody open, now throws at the last minute into double coverage. Ball is caught. What a catch. Question is it going to hold up?
And as we see here, he's able to make a little bit of a play, something out of nothing. He just throws it up for his receiver, and he goes up over 2 people, and it looks like it may be coming back.
Yep. Well, the wide receivers on both sides of the field have dazzled tonight. But the penalties are going to bring yet back another excellent play. The call is offensive pass interference. Well, that might have had something to do with it.
I mean, you got limited options when you're in double coverage. And,
yes.
That option he chose right there is not ideal.
Just try to push one of the defenders out of the way and make sure that nobody sees it.
He missed it when the ref blinked. The ref blinked and then all of a sudden saw him, and he's like, uh-oh.
Yep. So they will move this football back a long ways to the 47. Wow. Which brings up a second and about a quarter of the field. Second and close to 25. It's a backbreaker right now. Christian Kramer trying to work some magic. Somehow gets away, and now he's on the move. Christian Kramer with a football will go out of bounds. What a play by the sophomore quarterback.
And a phenomenal run there by him. He looked like he was about to lose 10 more yards, but he gets it close back up to where the ball originally was.
So now, third down. And this is much more manageable than what North Putnam had moments ago. 3:25 left. They need 14 points to force overtime. Kramer to the sidelines, got a man wide open, and that got one hopped. So now it brings up fourth down, and they need to pick up roughly a dozen yards or a little less to keep their hopes alive. This is going to be the biggest play of the game.
And this down right here will either keep him in it with a little bit of hope or seal the deal for Covenant.
Yes, sir. Been looking to the receivers, Brogan Woodall and Wes Murphy. Neil Bryan occasionally as well. Got to get it to the 24-yard line. High snap, Kramer. Looking and throwing. Man, wide open. Neil Bryant got wide open.
And what a play there, just finding space and keeping his composure in the pocket there as he's having chaos go on around him, finding him down there. As we're going to see, take a look back at it, he keeps his cool, throws it over the top there, and he's even able to get a few more yards after the chains.
From the inside the 10, Kramer keeps the football. It'll be the second and goal as we're down to 2:45. Neil Bryan came up with a game-saving play for North Putnam, which now tries to convert from 4 yards out. Kramer calls his own number. And into the end zone goes Christian Kramer, 44-36.
And he just walks in there, still giving them hope here, but it'll be interesting to see what they do on the kickoff. And if they do kick it deep, their defense will maybe have one set on the chains to stop them with their 3 timeouts.
Evan Polly will try to make it a 7-point game with the extra point and the hold from quarterback Owen Thurman. We'll keep it here right after the attempted extra point to discuss strategy for North Putnam special teams. Kick is good, 44-37. All right, now you're North Putnam and you're Coach Moore. You could kick it deep, but you got to make a stop on 3 sets of downs, 4 downs. Or you could onside kick it. Which way are you going to go?
Either way, if I'm North Putnam's coach, you're going to have to make a stop. So what's it going to hurt if you kick it deep? And they've been returning pretty well all night, so they get it about to where an onside kick may have been, or onside kick it, and if you lose it, you still got to stop, but you have the chance to get it because you put your studs out there on one side, have a few of the goons go out there and just hit people, and have your athletic kids go after the ball. So if I'm the coach, I'm onsiding it because regardless if they do get it or don't, they're going to have to make a stop, but they have a chance to get it if they're onsiding it.
If you're Covenant Christian, you put your good hands people up close. They are not doing that, so they're not anticipating, at least not yet, possibility of an onside kick. Although you do have, check that, you've got 10 up within 10 yards of where the ball's going to go, so they are anticipating. That's exactly what's going to happen. And Jeremiah Dowdell is on it. Good try. It went 10 yards.
It was a good try and great hands by him there. As we have North Putnam coming out on defense here.
Clock being adjusted as we speak. 2:40 will be the official time. And that's what Covenant Christian hopes to kill right now and end the game with the ball in its possession. If you do pass the football, you probably look for short passes, quick hitters, something where there's a catch and the receiver stays in bounds. And the importance being the receiver stays in bounds and makes the catch. So here we go. Official mark is the 49 of Covenant Christian, but what matters now is for North Putnam to force a 3-and-out or a turnover. Connor Cruz from the shotgun to the run game. Positive yardage. Clock continues to move. Jeremiah Dowdell carries the football, running behind Ben Malik, the right tackle. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
And surprisingly, they're going to hold on to those timeouts, it looks like.
Connor Cruz with a long look to the sidelines and up with the right hand now. Under 2 to go. Jeremiah Dowdell straight ahead. Dowdell is close to the first down marker before he is brought down. Tackle made by Neil Bryan, and here comes a timeout. It'll be a 3rd and 2 after this play takes place with $1:36 to go.
And some that's gotten both sides of the ball in this game is penalties, like we've talked about. So it's going to be vital for the people right in front of the ball to watch the ball. Because if I'm Covenant, I'm coming out, and I'm trying to draw them off sides initially. And it's going to be important as well if you're North Putnam to bring the house, because you got to plug up every gap that could be open.
Sure. either a Cruz keeper here or a Jeremiah Dowdell run could seal this game or could set up a 4th down. Scoreboard says 3rd and 1. Football's at the 42. Got to get the first down just shy of the 40. So here we go. Cruz has been in the gun all day long, and he is by himself. Everybody up on the line of scrimmage for the Cougars. Cruz, his own number. What a fake. And he appears to have the first down. Might have got hit out of bounds. More importantly, it's a first down.
And that very well could have sealed the deal there. And what Connor Cruz reminds me of, quite honestly, and this is going to throw it back for you here, is a little bit of Randall Cunningham.
Ah, yeah.
Calling his own number there at the end, able to move like that and be elusive and athletic and make the throws like he has tonight.
Made the fake to the right side, came back to the left, and the clock is moving, by the way, as he picked up the first down. Getting down to a minute left in the game. Covenant Christian in no hurry. In fact, it will use a timeout before the delay of game with a minute to go. It's quite an effort by North Putnam, which got out of the gate early. Led 15-6, then fell way behind at 29-15, and then battled its way back to a 7-point game.
The way they have battled is completely resembled by the score, because some games you have are
coming up tomorrow. We include Manchester playing Alma in the game you'll see here on IndianaSRN. Franklin always entertaining to watch in its games, taking on Aurora. Plethora of games, small college football as well as big college football, which includes Alabama and Texas. Football at the 39, Covenant Christian now in a position to put the game on ice. Snap back to Cruz, and Cruz is going to take a knee. Why would he do anything else? Clock continues to move.
And with this probably being it, what a fight
from
the North Putnam.
Covenant Christian will improve its record to 2-2, and North Putnam will drop to 0-4. But a well-fought game from both sides. Well, plenty of entertainment from the time these teams got off the bus or the car, however they arrived here. And now great sportsmanship from both sides as they extend congratulations and handshakes at the 50. And how can you sum up this game in 100 words or less?
A phenomenal fight, an exciting matchup, and just two teams who would not give up no matter what, because there were plenty of lead changes. There were plenty of things that happened that were not ideal for either one of them. But they kept punching, they kept swinging, they kept coming back, picking themselves up, encouraging each other. And it ended up being an exciting ending to this game, and it's because of how they responded to the adversity put in front of them.
About halfway through the season now for Covenant Christian with an 8-game schedule. North Putnam has 9, and both of these teams will try to get momentum going to the state tournament later in the year. Well, it's been a pleasure, Peyton, and hope we'll get a chance to meet again, likely in a couple of weeks. But the final score again from Zionsville, Covenant Christian 44 and North Putnam 37. Thanks for joining us tonight on IndianaSRN.